2 years marching in the street, and people are acting. Okay, now we don't live in a world where we have watched hundreds and thousands of our people because we know that number is higher than 70,000. Shame! I debated a lot on what to say. I didn't know what to say. You know, I woke up to news that these 2 children, did you hear about the 2 children? Fadi and Juma, did you hear about them? Did you hear that these 2 children, because we have normalized children not going to school, they went to go collect firewood for their wounded father. And what happened? Tell me what happened. Say it loud. The Zionist occupation genocidal terrorist forces, for those who don't know, otherwise known as Israel, deliberately targeted Fadi and Juma and killed them. Israel killed an 8-year-old and 11-year-old today in Palestine. Shame! This is why, and I'm telling you, a lot of people ask Enemy of Humanity. We get it, you're focusing on media, but people don't realize, yeah, we focus on media because the narrative is just as powerful as the bullet, as the missile, as the zanana, as the drone, as the chemical warfare, as the deprivation of water, of food, of the poisoning of the land. We need to understand that, and we have not beat the narrative. Because, do you think the people having lunch over there right now, did they know Juma and Fadi got murdered by Israel? No. Shame! We live in a world where it's reported that over 60,000 children have been killed in 2 years. I want you to imagine that I still, as a Palestinian, over 60,000 children have been killed in 2 years. I want you to imagine that I still, as a Palestinian, and yes, I'm Palestinian, from a village called Al Musayyad, I still can't believe that I live in a world where over 60,000 children, that's an undercount, have been murdered by Israel. I live in a world where we saw what happened in Jenin. Let's talk about the West Bank, because murders continue every single day. 2 men in Jenin. What happened in Jenin? 2 unarmed, beautiful men got executed. And do you know what the Western media said? Immediately they ran with the lie that they're terrorists. And I just want to make a point, by the way, to everybody. Let's say they were resistance fighters. Long live our armed resistance! Right. Regardless of whether or not they were or they weren't unarmed. And they were coldly executed. And that video circulated the world. And we should have been in a state of outrage, but the world wasn't. And let's talk about Rafah. What's happening in the tunnels of Rafah right now? Who can tell me? The men who have sacrificed their lives for the liberation of Palestine. They have been hunting them down, and even when they turn themselves in because they're starved to death, I don't even want to say they give up, but just when they're at this point, they're like, okay, we're just going to come out of the tunnel. What do? They execute them, or they abduct them and then humiliate them, and then they bulldoze their bodies. This is the world we live in. Did you hear that in Western media, by the way? Did you see the bulldozer? They were literally like just digging up their bodies. Absolutely, they kill doctors. They abduct nurses. They've killed so many medical workers. It's endless. Let's talk about hostages for a moment. Did you see the Red Cross? See the Red Cross all of a sudden, they became huge. They care about humanity apparently. They came to the Israeli side. What did they do? They've been diligently joining the search. Yet our people, over 10,000 martyrs, and that is an He was in a morgue, you know, they had just given they had given our hostages, our martyrs, to the hospital, and you know what they do? People go, they identify their martyrs, right? He said, you want to know what's said? They don't even give them a name, they give them a number. And we all know that the Zionist entity, otherwise known as Israel, they have the most sophisticated technology. You do know that because they're aided and abetted by what? The imperialist United States. Okay? Funded billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. They know the names. But this is another part of the annihilation of the genocide that they don't name our martyrs. On top of that, they come back mutilated, tortured, with tanks that have run over them, executed, without organs, shot at, beat out, without limbs. Shame! There's stories of sexual torture in the torture camps that gets zero attention from Western media. What Western media does, though, it ran with the lie of October 7th, which we know has been debunked over and over and over again. Shame! I don't want to take up too much time. How much time do I have?